Yo, 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 what up? VX Heaven's Assassin, Planet X Records. This is the Planet X Media Ancient Visions channel. Last show we did was kind of a test show of just making sure that we're actually capable of doing this, which we apparently appeared to be. Now we are 420 Assassin show, battle rap review show, myself and Social Assassin. So yeah, we're going to do Ultimate Madness 2, the brackets that we're caught up on. We're going to do Meth versus Math and the Summer Madness 10 preview and all the drama of the battles that they announced that fall apart the next week leading up to that. So plug your shit, Social Assassin. Let them know where to find you.
On Twitter at Matty Phrase, MATTPHRASE, or just look for Social Assassin. On IG, it's at social_assassin420. And I just want everybody to know I'm working on a show that I've been working on for a long time. It's going to be cannabis related, and it's going to be fucking amazing. It's going to have its own Instagram and everything, so keep a lookout for that.
Yeah, and we'll be plugging that, cross-promoting it here and all the other various shows we do on this channel as well as other channels. So episode 0, 420 Assassin show. We are the 420 Assassins. Going to get right into this battle rap stuff. Matty and I plugged out some notes. Basically, I'm not caught up on Danny versus Holmesy, although I do have some thoughts on that. I know Matty knows a little bit about it as well. I don't think either of us saw the battle yet.
No, not yet.
The last bracket of the tournament I saw was the controversial Mike P versus Bill Collector bracket and the other battles that went down. I think Matty might have a few rants here and there.
Yeah, I do.
The thing about, I did have Holmesy beating EK in that bracket. I felt Holmesy had better lines and better bars. I don't think I'd ever seen Holmesy before this tournament. I think I don't know, not sure if you had. I think we both pretty much said that last time.
Yeah. No, I think I had maybe seen one battle of his that was like on accident. And,
right.
So I wasn't too familiar with him, same as you. And this tournament, he has surprised the fuck out of me.
Yeah, dude can rap. EK, I think EK probably arguably had a better cadence and kind of like presence and flow, but the problem with EK is he's been getting more popular up until this point, and he's kind of hitting his apex, and I think because of that he's getting the battle rapper feeling yourself too much. And I think as a battle rapper you need to leave enough of yourself to be enjoyed by the crowd. And I feel like whenever you go up there and you're enjoying yourself more than the crowd is, and you're enjoying your own bars and rounds more than the crowd is, I feel like you lose something. And I mean, granted, there's the whole conceited style of rapping where he reacts to his own bar every line and the crowd goes crazy.
That's different, though.
Not to say that it can't work, but I think it requires the star power, and it requires a certain fan base. His name's conceited, so it's kind of expected with him.
Exactly.
So he has a thing that he's always been doing. But I feel like for the other guys, if you go up there and you're other than short of Myers when they said he was being his own hype man versus YK, and I'm such a Myers fanboy that I let it slide with him. But everybody else, I don't want to see you up there just loving yourself in your round. It's bro, land your line and go into the next bar and finish your round. I don't want to see you freaking if you're your own biggest fan, I really don't want to see you up there, because the whole thing is based off what we think. That's freaking LeBron hitting a dunk and freaking just posing in the camera for 5 minutes after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude has 4 more quarters.
the perfect example of a battle rapper like that is Jack Boy Maine, who hasn't done shit but acts like he fucking.
But loves it when he goes up there for a round. I mean, and he gets reactions and shit too. But like I've said, bro, if you're reacting to yourself more than the crowd is reacting to you, there's a friggin' problem. So that was my one case of where I had the judges lining up. The other thing before we go in, because you broke down some stuff, you did a great job of breaking down some stuff last time. Before we go in on this tournament, I just want to say we mentioned this discussion last time about URL battles really not previously being judged, other than that that one TV show that Bow Wow was hosting. Whatever.
Yeah, UFF.
The UFF was, I think, the first time they ever really had to deal with the judging thing, and it was a little bit different with that because it was super short prep. I mean, I assume it was a little bit less prep than what they have in this current tournament.
It was like
but the whole thing with SMAC was always the people decide, and our battles are unjudged, blah, blah, blah. So I would argue even KOTD probably has more experience in judging just because they had done all those tournaments
100%.
back. Not
We're
that
gonna
they're
get
judges,
into KOTD later, but
right?
Yeah.
Not that their judges and decisions didn't have major issues, because I've been bitching about judging in battle rap since grind time. You know what I mean? So I've been pretty much doing it forever. But now there's 25 grand on the line, and in this upcoming KOTD Twitch tournament, there's supposedly 50 grand on the line. So we don't want to see you guys jerking decisions when there's 25 and 50 grand on the line, because that means eventually there's going to be 100, and there's going to be 75 and 100 and more. Like, we don't want some guy out there getting jerked for $250,000 when all the fans think he won. You know what I mean? So that's basically the major problem. Good.
Perfect example of what you're saying is when King of the Dot did the 2-on-2 Grand Prix, and Thesaurus and Elmac made it to the finals against Po Rich and Diaz.
I hate that battle.
Yeah, nobody knew who Diaz was. Thesaurus and Elmac smoked them and then ended up losing in the judge's decision, all because they were trying to push Po Rich, and then the next event, Po Rich wins the chain.
It was two American guys in another country. I think there was maybe 2 out of 5 of those judges were American. So it's like right off the bat with international, you have to have like a even panel. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like the real big one, and that shit had a crap load of dislikes on it and shit like that. And now I do want to say Porridge and Diaz were rapping well in that battle, probably the best that they'd ever done. I'd even argue that they were almost rapping with Thesaurus and Ilmac, but Thesaurus, I'm such a WRC fanboy from back in the day. Those guys are like an unbeatable team for me. I really don't see really short of Lux and Mook or Lux and Day, Days of Luxury. Like, it would have to be some crazy super team like that was just incredible, because
I don't even think they K-Shine and DNA have a chance against them.
No, I mean, I think it would be close, but I think 2-1, you could. Now, those guys would come out blazing first round to get the big reactions, but then once it came to like sarcastic roasting you and landing incredible multis, their thing is those guys have the best team dynamic in fucking battle rap. But bringing it back to judging, what I want to know is the criteria. Instead of just having 2 random people from battle rap and Method Man or so, you know what I mean? Okay, we're going to bring up the judges. It's these bloggers and it's these guys on Zoom on the freaking webcam. What I want to know is this is what I think. And I'm really interested to get your thoughts on this, because I really think there has to be a criteria for the judgment. And I think you should get like a point for each category. I think that would make sense, because if we're going to compare this to boxing and MMA all the time, it's not just throwing the punches that scores you a point. It's landing it and like the damage inflicted. So there's
the substance in the punch too.
For sure.
It can't just be a punch. Sure.
Right. No. So this is what I was going to say is,
like, I gave her the meat like a McDonald's burger. Like that.
Right,
that's
right.
a punch, but it's trash.
What I would argue, right, you could go up there and say anything, you know what I mean? Like the example you just gave, Ilmac spit those Spanish bars in that 2-on-2, and they all reacted. Yes. He was like, that means I really like basketball. That means I like riding bicycles. Yeah. You could go out, and you ever see when Pat Stay trolled the crowd in Germany when he was saying something? He was like, when I swing my fist, and then he said like what their reaction would be. Like, I have no idea what that North American guy is up there saying, but the way he performed it was he looked crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah, like he said the whole shit about them not speaking English. Yeah, fuck, hilarious.
I remember that.
Hilarious. But so this is what I think. And for URL, I think this makes the most sense. And maybe I could be a white boy from New Hampshire that's 100% wrong. We'll let the fans judge it. But I don't see how it could be anything else but this. Multiple categories, like 5 categories or so, and you basically either get scored on the category or you get a point for each one. So like, bars, although everyone generically uses bars now, but I guess that would be like writing or something like that. Lyricism, like writing or bars. Performance, because the big thing about URL was performance. That was supposed to be the big difference between grind time and URL was 100%. That Prime Time wasn't going to have 3,000 person venues. So yeah, for sure, there's a performance factor or crowd control. You could argue that would either be part of performance or a separate category. You know, delivery, presence. That's what I think. So when the judge, when you come to the judges, you tell them like, I gave him the point. You know, I gave Myers the point on bars because he had the crazier bars. Because all I see these judges saying when they go to him is like, okay, here's what they had this line, they had that line, they had that line. And okay, yeah, you could go line by line and have the person edge it, but that's essentially you're judging a text battle. That's not really what battle rap is. If you're going to bring in performance, delivery, crowd control, presence, aggression, you know, okay, in the beginning of URL, they have those little stats for them with punchlines, but you know, Conceited has punchlines, Arsenal has disrespect, Averb has arrogance. You know, everybody has their own like stat card. So that's what I want to see. I want
aggression or
for sure, like Hollow's unorthodox, Hollow and Lux are unorthodox. You know, Myers and them are like that knowledge now. I want to see how are they winning per category. That's what I want to see.
So here's what I want to say about that. My biggest issue with the URL judging system, and just not even the judging system, the outlook on battle rap today.
Right.
Bars should not be a category. It should be lyricism. And when I say lyricism, I don't just mean like punchlines or who can write the best punchlines. I mean like all around multi-syllables, punchlines, double entendres, triple entendres, wordplay.
See, that's what I was trying to say. I think maybe so maybe it should be writing, because that would be like the whole Lux Chilla, like you're like layer, the multi-layered, like QP calls it the multi-layered, like you're saying with entendres.
Scheming. So it has to be the writing category has to include a number of things, not just punchlines. So
what I'm thinking is maybe punchlines is a separate one, because when they're going to the judges right now, all they're saying are punchlines. They go, he had the line and I pulled the chopper. All they're doing are just breaking down lines, and it's like, bro, like, yeah, I got that, but like you said, just going out there and just doing punches, what makes you win? Because if that's the case, the person who raps the fastest wins every round. If fucking Tech 9 goes out there and does triple time, he's gonna blaze everybody.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And also, what makes you different from anybody else if you're just spitting punchlines?
Good point. Because every rapper does that. So
yeah. So I agree with you where that should be like its own separate category, but I don't think it should mean as much if it doesn't have any substance behind it, or
it's not going to be like all bars. I think
triple.
I think what you were saying.
Think about this, right? Think about back in the day when you had battle rappers who were punchline battle rappers, dudes who did personals, dudes who did multis. Like they did other shit, but those were their strengths. Now it's just punchline, and it's getting
boring. Mostly is. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I think based off what you were just saying, like the way like I'm envisioning it is like writing / and or lyricism would be like wordplay, scheming, entendres, kind of like what you were calling substance. And then what I see as another one for is like punchlines. I would even say punchlines and wordplay would be like two different categories, because you wordplay doesn't actually have to be in a punchline.
And not to cut you off, all these motherfuckers that think that as long as your punchline is super hard, you can have a whack setup. Fuck that. Your setup needs to be good. Like you could have, because without the setup, like you're just gonna say something that people can relate to or that people know about, and they're gonna react like crazy. But put an ill setup in front of it, and it's gonna be like people's heads are gonna explode. Like, don't just focus on the punchline. The setup is just as important. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just had to say that because
absolutely. So
people that just like yo, when I flip the eagle, fucking, and then they'll have a crazy punchline, and it's like, why did you set it up with or when I grab the Thule, like, why are you setting it up like that? And Tay-Rock's guilty of that a lot, but
but he's so good.
But Tay-Rock is so good at so many other things that
looks like we got Brazil in the house. I don't know if this dude knows me or knows you, or if he's just from the Ancient Vision channel, but shout out to Brazil.
Shout out to Brazil, man. You guys have some beautiful women out there.
You're the official first 420 Assassin Show fan, so we're going to talk about some unfortunately, I can't read anything that you're writing, but we're going to talk about some American battle rap, and hopefully you'll be familiar with these references that we make. So it sounds like you somewhat agree with me, because when they're going back to these judging decisions, they're just going back to, he had this line and that bar, and it's like, bro, I know which lines he had, and sure, you could argue if someone had 8 or 9 or 10 good lines to someone who only had like 6 or 7 lines that you really like, then you can edge it out that way. But like you said, I think there's a lot more coming into play than just like who wrote the better bars. It could be an audio battle. It could be an audio battle. You guys don't even need to go up there and fucking face each other. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's who's gonna break under the pressure.
I don't want it to be like, oh, who spit the better punchlines, or like, oh, you both spit the equal amount of punchlines, but you stumbled a little bit, so he won.
Right.
No. It needs to be.
I agree. Like a stumble's not like a clear win for me if the person was completely smoking shit. You know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying, like say their punchlines were equivalent, and one of them spit it completely clean, and one of them stumbled a tiny bit. The one who stumbled a tiny bit's gonna be the loser, because even if his punchlines, even if his bars were way sicker than the other dudes, it doesn't matter. That
for me, it's a different factor. Also, like, I totally usually try to take the crowd reaction completely, because most people just say like, he got more crowd reaction, he won, and it's like, bro, like, if Arsenal's in Mr. Fab's hometown, surrounded by 500 guys, he's not gonna get the most fucking crowd reaction, even if he kicked all 3 rounds. If you show up with your boys and I go and fuck you up in your hometown, all your boys are gonna go for me. Like, it's highly unlikely. You know what I mean? So fucking. But
I saw a comment. I'm not even kidding you. I saw a comment about a week ago, and it was a video about how, like, I don't know, it was something about like these battles with no crowds and shit. I forget what it was about, but there was a comment. And the person said, if there's no crowd, how do we know who's winning?
Exactly.
At first, I thought they were joking. Like, I was like, they're just making fun of the people that... And then I asked, I was like, yo, you're kidding, right? And he's like, no, like, how am I supposed to know who's winning? I said, dude, this isn't for you.
That is the exact fucking problem, because in grind time, when it was the small crowds or basically no crowds in some of those freaking, basketball gyms people used to rap in, like that, you actually had to know the art form, and you had to know what fucking rhymes were better. That was the way that you or it's like, I thought that, dude, like, you could walk out of a battle with your boy and like both of you had a different person winning, because like, dude, for me, like, also it's kind of like what Uncle Ross said, like, like, he doesn't watch anime, so he said, like, I don't get, like, the DBZ lines and shit. And he's like, so how could I be a judge if, Mike P or whoever Daylight is one of these guys?
He get a lot of shit.
He's making all these references that I don't get. I appreciate him keeping 100, though, because I'd rather that than someone say, like, I got every bar, bro. What's DBZ? It's like, bro, if you missed an entire scheme, then you might have missed like a quarter of that round. Like,
right? Maybe that's why he's like, Disaster's not one of his favorites.
Yeah, for sure. Because Diz references so much like movies and fucking sci-fi. But for a dork like me, I'm like, this guy's the greatest. You know what I mean? Because I catch every reference. You know what I mean? But there is that factor as well. Like, not only do you have to have battle rap knowledge, you have to have pop culture knowledge. Because, like you said, if you don't get the entendre or the double meaning or the reference to some fucking complicated Chris Nolan Tenet movie, you know what I mean? Then, you know what I mean? You're completely lost on the whole shit. But going back to how the judgments were going. So, so I did have Holmesy versus EK. Honestly, I got to say, I was pretty surprised that Bill was a 90% over Mike P, because honestly, even though Mike P had his first choke and chunked that fucking third round, I could have argued that battle Mike P 2-1, and I'm sure I would have been the only idiot doing it, and 99% of battle rap culture would have disagreed with me. But I really didn't have Bill turning up until that third round when Mike was already dead, you know.
Here's the thing for me is like if you choke, you could smoke a motherfucker in the first 2 rounds, but if you choke like 4 to 6 bars into any round and let it go, you lose. Like
for sure,
the battle.
Yeah,
but I fucking can't stand Mike P. And I never really cared for him as a battle rapper, but I didn't have a problem with him.
Right.
But I never had a problem with him. I just don't care for him as a battle rapper. But I can see why people like him.
That's my issue with Bill. I have the exact same issue with Bill. Fucking can't stand him. I respect what he does, but I hate his personality. Yeah, I think he's so annoying. I can't stand. Did he smoke shit in that third round? He had a fucking fire third round. Like, you know me, like I'm not the guy to come up here and say when someone smokes shit, like I'm gonna hate on him because I don't like him. I always admit when someone has a fucking fire round, but he did all that fucking I got the burner shit. He got knocked out by Hitman's brother. Then people had the audacity to say he 3-0'd Hitman. I had Hitman fucking him up. So I mean, it's whatever.
Really?
But
I had that battle like 2-1 either way. Like I had Bill winning barely, like edging it 2-1, but I thought that was like a debatable battle. I don't know.
I could totally see it as debatable. I think it's the best Bill ever did. I think it's like his only classic, but I just don't think like there's tons of battles where
I think his M City battle's his best, but
I don't know if I've seen that one. M City was nice back in the day though. He was fire.
He made M City look like a fucking I don't even know, like a little boy. Bro.
I was there when he battled Tech 9, and it's when they had their little like back and forth and shit, and
that was right after the M City shit. He was just he caught a huge buzz. He battled Tech 9, then John or the other.
I was like a Tech 9 fan at the time, so I was just like, fuck this guy, you know what I mean? But yeah, totally.
I swear to God, go watch. Don't even watch M City's rounds. Just watch. They're dope, but just watch Bill Collector's rounds versus M City, and I promise you're gonna That's what made me for a little while I wasn't really watching URL, and then I watched that.
That's
battle
what switched you over.
Oh my God! And I'm I gotta get back into URL
for sure. Now, let's go into this whole freaking conspiracy, because I didn't even see Mike versus Ryda, but you filled me in on some of it. So Mike is getting bothered by this thing that this dude said about his girl, and it created these online fucking internet conspiracies. And then Mike goes out there in his third and has his first choke. So the thing that obviously people are going to say was it affected him or whatever. He was just saying that it was tough under short prep, which I can totally understand, you know?
Here's my take on it, and I'm not gonna claim to be the first one to say this, but when the way he choked, it wasn't he wasn't trying hard to think, or you could tell he was just standing there so
he gave up. Everyone was ripping him for giving up.
I feel like he knew exactly the next bar, and he just decided to say fuck it, because he knew in the next, even if he won in the next round, he's gonna have to hear it again.
And Bill was heating up at that point, so it was kind of like Bill said he made him tap out, which is it kind of seemed like he did. But Mike even said after, he's I remembered it a short while after it. He's like I know it now. And after interview, he said he could have spit it. It's it's too late now, dude. Fucking, you're about to get 25 G's. I mean, I think Mike, even though Mike and Danny already battled, I think it might have been fire if it was them two. Now they're both.
If it, here's the thing, bro. It's a girl, bro, and it's 25K.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And he's always so vicious. He did the Danny thing. Mike is always the one telling you guys, don't choke, don't fuck up. He's always on everyone's neck. He's always ruthless with it. So when you have your one slip up, people are going to apply that shit to you. You know what I mean? Fucking, he's always on everybody else. So
Yeah, and you know, like I don't like the way Mike P acts like on Twitter outside of the ring and stuff. Like when people were saying like, "Yo, it's karma for what you said about Danny's wife and shit," and he was trying to say like, "No, I was talking about Danny," but it's like, no, you weren't. Like,
but he took the angle of using it. Like, okay, sure, I could take anybody you know and use it as an angle against you, but I'm still involving whatever that angle is. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Fucking Mike knows that, dude. Fucking
yeah. So for him to go on that, do that Instagram live where he looked like he just smoked a fucking half ounce of meth and looking all crazy and shit.
Well, like he did the butthurt thing you told me about when he unfollowed everybody on the gram and he unfollowed everybody on Twitter and he had his. And so what I'm saying is he created a snowball effect. Like I think what everybody is saying, I'm not claiming to be the first either, is that if he didn't do all this stuff publicly, he wouldn't have put it in the fans' minds and then had all that shit working against himself in his next bracket of the fucking battle. That's the only thing I want to say about the Mike P shit. I think he could have easily won, but he made it worse.
And the other thing too is when he was on Math Off as My Expert Opinion, shout out to My Expert Opinion, he was on that show and they asked him like, "Yo, what's your kryptonite? Like, what's the one thing that you don't like that would set you off if somebody talks about?" He said, "My girl." And it's like, so dude, you gave the battle rap the ammo, number one. Number two, you're dating a battle rap groupie who has smashed multiple battle rappers, dude.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna battle these dudes and they're gonna bring it up.
This is what Goods and everybody was saying about Mike being all up there looking wimpy and shit. When like we all know, well, you weren't a big fan of him, but like neither was I when I first saw him. But he grew on me, you know what I mean? So like a lot of people respected what he did. He had some good fucking battles, obviously with like Daylight and Danny and shit. And I just think that was a fucking the way these tournaments goes with the crappy judging and the guys choking who never choke. It's like I never get the guys that I want in the final round for like my picks. Like right now, I wouldn't have had any of these guys that are left in either of my picks right now. Fucking now I know a lot of people fuck with Bill, but come on, man. Everyone thought Danny was gonna get there, you know. So
oh, dude, I when I saw the bracket, I'm like, Danny's gonna win this thing.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Me too. No I thought easy. No now, if Holmesy worked his way up and it was both, but then so I guess it would have been Danny versus Bill, which I'm not crazy about that matchup. I like Bill Clifton, but I think Danny would have just Danny's Danny, bro. He would have starched him the way he would have wordplayed him and like and everything Bill's done. He probably would have talked about him getting fucked up and shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, okay. Here's a perfect example. I'm gonna say right. Danny Myers does punchline after punchline after punchline, just like everybody else does. But there's fucking substance behind it.
Yeah, metaphor Messiah. It's the entendres and the multi-layers you were talking about. Yes. So if you can punch, like that's what Danny and Schiller are saying. If you could use the setup and the punch, like you said, and weave everything into either wordplay or an entendre, you can, like you were saying, multis and whatever schemes. If you can weave it all into one, it becomes more effective. Each attribute that you use. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you understand what's going on. If you want to just hear a guy say, "I pulled the metal and it popped like a toaster," then you're gonna miss out on then don't even watch Loaded Lux's rounds. If that's how you think, stay far away from Loaded Lux and Danny Myers and Averb because those guys are fucking wordsmiths. You know what I mean? Like fucking.
Definitely.
So yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off there. So what I'm trying to think. So what other? It was Holmesy and EK. It was. None and Wavy, which I don't know what the fuck happened there. I had Wavy winning by I had YK winning the first bracket. I was nowhere near the judges on that. I had Wavy winning the second one. I guess I was fucking way the fuck off on that prediction. And then Myers ripped Tank. Tank. He ripped Tank a new asshole because Tank just did not have any of his rounds together. So it looked like easy pass to Myers for the end of the tournament. And then we apparently had this shit fest last weekend that I didn't see any of. So
Yeah,
But
yeah. And I just saw the Bill Collector and Mike P battle. I didn't see Holmesy versus Danny, but I did hear a couple people say that Danny got robbed.
so what I heard was it was 50-50. I think maybe that was the fan. I'm not sure if that was the decisions or the fan. That was the fan vote, right?
It was the fan vote.
Yeah.
So
see, and that's the problem. That's the problem. When it's 50-50 on the fan vote, these judges are going to come up and say some fuck ass shit about punchlines. You know what I mean? And that's the fucking problem I have. That creates the fucking habitat for Danny to get jerked in.
Right. So I got to see it to see what did Holmesy actually say? Did he just have more punchlines, or was he actually saying more?
I mean, I'm sure he was good. I just don't know if
he was good too. I'm sure it was a great battle. I'm sure it was a hard one to judge. But here's another thing I'm gonna say.
But I don't know if it was better than Danny, right? That's our point.
Right. But another thing I'm gonna say is a lot of these fans, like on caffeine, they still don't really know what battle rap is.
Yeah, and we mentioned that. We kind of alluded to that last time. These new guys don't get it. Fucking.
Yeah, they're like, rap battle events every Saturday, and then they watch them, and then they're like, oh yeah, I think this guy won. He had more. He said more things that I know about.
That's.
It can't be like that. So if it goes to the fan, it can. This is the thing with caffeine. You can't allow it to go to a fan vote. You have to have an odd number of fucking judges.
For sure, I agree.
Out of it, unless you're gonna vet the fans. You need to make sure that.
I think it should. You know how I think like KOTD used to do it like that, where the crowd counts as like one vote. That's it. Like you count the crowd, but it only counts as one vote, and then like you said, you have like 4 or 5, whatever, 3 or 4, four other judges.
I liked when they did that. I liked when King of the Dog did that.
You know what I mean? So I could see it counting as one, but no more than that. And also, if it's split with the internet bullshit, like you said, I don't even think they have those buttons right. I don't even have caffeine. I watch it through the stream when I watch it. So
yeah. I watch it on caffeine, and here's the other fucked up part is I'm gonna tell you, like you used to be able to click as many times and vote as many times as you want. Then they fixed that, but you can still vote as many times as you want. So what you do, actually, I'm not even gonna say it because I don't even want more. I'll tell you later.
I see where you're going. You tell me fucking offline, but I see where you're fucking going. That was a nice match. Yeah, no, hell no. We don't want to support that bullshit because then the guys we like will never make it to the fucking end and they're already getting jerked.
Exactly. And the problem is people do know, but like not everybody knows. So like I want to kind of like keep it under wraps.
Yeah, hopefully some people will forget and shit. So basically, that's where we're at. Neither of us were caught up on that, but I am gonna find a way to watch that fucking battle because I want to see what's up with this bullshit when Myers gets jerked, and I can hear what their fucking explanation for jerking Myers off Summer Madness this time when their Summer Madness card looks like ass right now and it's falling apart. A chicken free fall. The sky is falling. Briz is battling Mook 1 second. They fucking take it away the next second. Smack announces Pat versus Shine when he's drunk, then comes back on the next feed and asks us who K-Shine should battle. I'm like, I thought you just told us he was battling fucking Pat. That's the battle we want to fucking see. But he mixed that one up too. And then what are the other battles on there? It's fucking Averb and Calico. That's been talked about since back in the day.
That's the only one I want to see.
It's the old ones. And Clips and Geechee and who else? Av or somebody?
No, I don't even know. Those are the only ones I know of. But here's another thing.
I think there's one more.
Here's another thing I want to say about Mike P. Like, he comes out and says Briz does not need the fucking he starts talking shit to the fans. He's like, Briz, you losers don't deserve an explanation, this and that, da-da-da. Fuck you, ungrateful losers, whatever he said. He was saying a bunch of shit. First of all, we do deserve a fucking explanation because people like me and you have been paying for pay-per-views. We buy merch. We go to events. Like, we've spent tons of money on this
Back
shit.
in the day I did, but I learned my lesson. And this is the exact reason now why I don't follow the shit like how you still somewhat do. I'm sure you don't even follow it like how you used to. I remember you used to go to fucking all those events and shit. I used to go to events before you.
Yeah.
This is why I don't follow, why neither of us or probably anybody else, when we do get our 420 Assassins fans in here to watch us, why we all stop following it. Because back in the day, you heard it was a big battle. It was a dope battle. Check out the footage when it drops. Now you hear, well, they announced a big battle, but they took it back. And then everyone was arguing on fucking Twitter with each other. You got to go through 500,000 timelines to find out what actually fucking happened. It's always some drama bullshit. It's always some drama fucking bullshit now. All the blogs are idiots going back and forth with each other and stupid shit. Now, I just want to say, I do like how Mike sided with Briz on that because
no, I agree.
But he shouldn't have taken the fuck the fans route, because you could have just said, hey, as battle rappers, if we have some personal shit go on behind the scenes, we support each other. Now, you could say that without saying fuck the fans.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But he had to take a tough guy.
Losers.
Yeah.
Like, he called us losers and said nothing better to do than sit behind your computer. Dude, I'm barely ever online, but anytime I go on Twitter, I see Mike P on there fucking. So it's
there's no him without us, first of all. So he needs to understand that his caffeine fan base would not exist without battle rap fans. And he should be careful, because like you and me and every other person fucking who first saw them, we all fucking hated him. He just grew on me because he was doing well and winning battles. And I was like, okay, this kid has some decent shit. But like, I'm a lot like you in the sense of like how you were saying that about like Surf, of like the attitude he takes the fans. Like I have tons of guys that I feel that way about, that I fucking support for years. And it's like, bro, we're only gonna sit there and let you say fuck us so many times on fucking Twitter. We're like, bro, we're all your followers. You got your fan base from a battle rap fan base. That's the one difference between the industry and the battle rap. Like they say battle rap's better and it's more pure and all this bullshit, but how many times do you see fucking DMX and all these guys like saying fuck my fans? Like they have like, millions and millions of records because of us, because I guess it's a little bit different because they got paid a lot more money, but it wasn't like they weren't working for it. They were making hot records. They were touring the world. They were working. They were working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Pat Stay told me to go fuck myself to my face. Like, what kind of shit is that at an event? I paid to come here to see you. Now I understand why he did it, and he apologized after like a year later. But still, it's like, yo, I asked you for a fucking picture. You told me to go fuck myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm still a huge Pat fan, though.
And it's not like famous rappers don't have that happen, because they go to all these countries and people get weird with them. It's like when Tupac, punked the dude on the street for selling his mixtapes. He's like, bro, what's up with the money for that fucking sale? And the guy was like, oh, I don't know, because he didn't get that he was pocketing. He's like, you're bootlegging my shit right in front of you. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those guys didn't ever check people like face to face. Of course it happened, but I'm just saying, like, you don't hear it on a big level the way you log in on the gram or the Twitter with the battle rappers. Every day they're bitching because they lost, and then when they lose because they didn't perform well and they choked to forget their shit, Surf, it's fuck all of us. So we're ungrateful. I'm like, bro, I wanted you to win all 3 rounds. Like, I wanted you to win all 3 rounds. That's all I wanted. I was just going for you to win. It's like Tom Brady to walk off the field and tell us to go fuck ourselves. Like what we were saying last time. It's like, bro, because we ride with our teams with the fucking wins or the losses, you know what I mean? So you don't really, I guess with the pro athletes, same thing. They make enough money, but it's kind of funny when they want to draw these differences. It's like, bro, like I've never seen like Cypress Hill or Wu-Tang Clan, any one of these guys with a legendary fan base hopping, they're like, check out our new documentary, and everybody rides with it. They just like all do it together. It's not like, hey, Wu-Tang heads, what's up, man? Hey, fuck all you. Thanks for buying our albums. Fuck you guys. Like,
like without us, there's no you.
Yeah,
without
exactly.
Us, like you said, without us, there's no you. So they need, and they want to be held in the same regard as industry dudes.
But they don't want to hold themselves to the that respect level. You know what I mean? Like,
right. They don't want the responsibility that comes with it.
Facts. Yep. That's the dead ass truth. That could be a segue into either Math versus Meth, unless you said you had a rant. Was that part of your mic bitching, or was that?
Yeah. I just kind of wanted to
Yeah.
Like, yo, like, just like ease up on the fucking fans. Like, I get it. Some of them get a little crazy. But
Some of them
like,
push it too far. Absolutely.
some of
But
them push it too far, but just ignore those ones, man.
right.
And then the ones that are like genuinely like, yo, what's going on? Why is it not happening? Just tell them like, look, Briz doesn't want to. If you talk to him like, yo, Briz doesn't want to. Really, he'll tell you when he's ready or whatever, or just don't say anything because it's not your business. You know, it's
Yeah.
not you.
See, and I think what he was going for, and I could be fucking dead wrong, but I want to get your thought on this, is Mike had called out Briz and they were supposed to have that rivalry with those battles before, and now that he's at a low because he just failed in his battle and Briz was at a high because he was about to get his highest battle, Mike is backing Briz now all of a sudden, thinking like when he comes back, Briz is going to take me because I held him down when he was out. You know what I mean? Which is like, bro, you don't even need to do that publicly. Just hit him up and be like, hey, bro, if you were going to come back, I'm riding with you on this shit, so I'd be interested in the battle. I think that's a better way to go than make this weird public statement. You know what I mean?
I said something about that the other day about talking about Mike P, and I said, you know, he should, you know, I think because since the beginning, he's been, ever since he battled Av, he's just been wanting to battle Cave Gang members. It's like, dude, just dude, get off your knees and just ask Tay Rock, yo, can I be in Cave Gang? Because that's what he wants. That's what he wants.
I'm hearing weird stuff about Cave Gang right now. I don't know how much of it is verified, so I won't report on it. But freaking, I want to go back to this Mook conspiracy because Piper Boy said he talked to Briz and he said he'll let us all know when he feels like it. Smack said he's disappointed. Angry Fan has a couple fucking blogs on it, and Mook is apparently battling October 31st for the Smack.
Save the file. It's DNA. I guarantee it.
DNA's too. Oh, what if Mook battles DNA, dude?
No, I'm telling you. Save this file. It's Mook versus DNA. I'm
gonna delete this fucking stream right now. I think you're right, and I think that's terrible. I'm not a fucking DNA fan. He battles talented freestyler. He battles too much, and I don't want to see him and Mook. Like
I don't either.
I'd rather see him in Meth.
Yeah, I don't either, but it is. It is gonna be.
I got a feeling you're right. He's the only one who can write for a legend in 2 months, and the way DNA writes is like not actually writing at all. But fucking so anyway, that was a fucking weird battle. There's the other Summer Madness preview, like we said, Calico and Verb, which I'm interested to see how that goes. There's a couple other. I think there's a couple other battles on the Summer Madness that we missed, but we can.
Yeah, I don't know. All I have is Clips versus Geechee, Verb versus Cal, and Chess versus Shine. That's all I know. Oh, B Dot versus fucking versus T Top. That's weird.
Yep. That was the one, and I was kind of like, man, like I don't like that for B Dot. Although B Dot's kind of getting on my nerves lately too. I thought there was one more, but yeah, anyway, I did want to cover fucking Meth versus Math because this shit was just like the most random fucking shit to fucking come out of fucking nowhere. I have Method Man fucking smoking him, like not close, and fucking, I just wondered, people were ripping on it because they obviously recorded it and then went and shot the visual.
Right.
So people were ripping on the extra like After Effects editing, which I believe was Avocado. Shout out to Avocado. I don't give a fuck about the internet campaign against him. Fucking so, yeah. Fucking, what did you think? Did you think it was like overdone, or did you think it was cool? Okay.
Hold on, I got distracted looking at the chat for a second. What was the
Math versus Meth? What did you think about that? It wasn't like it was like an obvious, face to face.
I heard everything you said. I just got a little distracted at the end and forgot the topic. But
it happens.
The comment said, "Nice Bob Marley blouse." This is not.
I don't know what dude was. I don't know what dude was talking about.
It's a T-shirt, but
I guess they call it a blouse in Brazil. That was our one Brazil fan. He said he didn't understand anything in English, but he was able to write a couple comments. So we got one guy on the live stream for Brazil. That was big for us. It's a milestone. Our first Brazilian fan.
Facts. That's dope. So how I feel about that? All right. So So the first thing I want to say about that battle has nothing to do with the actual battle. A comment in in the
I don't ever look at the comments anymore. Ever since, but I bet that one has great ones. Once in a while I watch them.
I look at like the first 5, and like that's about it. So I see this comment that says, "Yo, that Serious Jones Woo line rebuttal at the beginning of Meth's round, I didn't even catch that one, way over my head." And then there were mad replies that was like, "Yo, that went over my head. Holy shit!"
That was the most obvious line in the whole battle. It couldn't have been any more obvious than that. Like it was almost a little so obvious that I was kind of like, Meth used that. Like, man, because anybody would have used that. But because it was Meth, I was like, okay, the way he did it worked, but I think anybody else would have been too generic with it.
Right, because
like if you were in Wu-Tang Clan, it would have sounded bad coming from you.
Right, because Matt said throwing punches at the Wu, so that's what that's what
he started with, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Meth said. You know, you punching with the Wu, fucking whatever. So so that was the most obvious part of that entire battle. So anyone who did not catch that the first time, dude, find another hobby, find something else to watch.
My god, it's because Method Man did wordplay, and they were like, I didn't even know a studio guy could do that, you know.
Yeah. Now there was a lot of shit maybe that that you didn't catch from Math. Like there was a bar that he had that was like if you get the beats by Mathematics, it's not a Wu track, because Mathematics used to make beats for Wu-Tang.
He's the DJ. He's the DJ.
Yeah. So like that was.
There weren't any Wu-Tang bars that went over my head, dude. You know Hellraiser's my boy, right?
Oh God, that's right.
If I wasn't catching those, bro, I would have got kicked out a long time.
Yeah. So that line was.
So he had. They both had specific Wu-Tang lore bars. I think if you're not necessarily a Wu-Tang Clan head, some of that shit could have gone over you. But I'd say most of the older battle rap fans are like, you could say there's definitely a good amount of Wu-Tang crossover. Fucking, you know what I mean? Now, some of those new caffeine heads, I get what you're saying. They were like, wait, they were like, mathematics? Fucking, what is it?
Yeah, they were just thinking like, is Math saying he'll punch him? Like, you know, like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the beats, they only got that, because the double meaning, they only one single meaning. But,
that's the problem. But as far as the battle goes, the first time I watched it, right, and it might have been because of the way Meth started his round with the Serious Jones shit. Like I thought Math cooked him, and then I rewatched it immediately right after because it was so short.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, "Yo, this is a fire battle," but this is a battle that a lot of people are. It's going to be underappreciated from both sides.
For sure.
Because so there's going to be a lot of people who say Math clearly won. A lot of people saying Meth clearly won, because there's so much shit that a lot of people aren't going to get. And I'm sure there were bars in there that only them two got. You know,
probably, and that's the best kind of battle for me, is like a Chilla Jones versus Danny Myers, which I still think is like the best 6 written rounds in battle rap history. Which is there's probably shit in there, like you were just saying, like on some samurai shit that was just for each other, and maybe no one else caught it but them too, which is like, oh fuck, you know, that they were like seriously talking to each other's pens. But
now, what did you think of like the way it was shot and edited? And
I thought it was dope. I think that's a good, because Math was trying to say combine the two, and I think that was a good way to get, like, you need somebody with brass balls like Method Man, because they have to have a fucking iron sword, and they can't be a fucking pussy, or else no one else wants to go in there and get Joe Budden and fucking cannabis. It's like Mad Child was the only guy that wasn't just a complete bitch, you know what I mean?
Right. Mad Child was fire.
That's my guy, dude.
Might be the best industry rapper.
Shout out to Mad Child. That's a fucking homie, dude. He's a fucking monster. Fucking Canadian legend.
Monster.
But
Mad Child is so dope.
I dapped him up when I seen him in Canada. We toured it open for him real quick. I ain't gonna plug my own shit too much, but I told him like, dude, I want to see you back.
You open for Mad Child?
Yeah. The footage is on the Planet X Records. It's on the channel. We got.
Oh
Dude,
my god, I didn't see that. That's
crazy. I'll shoot you the link. It's like, I mean, we talked about getting him on a joint and shit. I'm just like, I don't record nearly as much as I used to and shit. But if there was someone I would fuck with, it'd be him. But when I dapped him up, I told him like, dude, I want to see you back in the ring and shit. I told him like dead ass to his face, like, bro, I want to get, you know what I mean? Coming from the type of shit that I fuck with, I'm like, bro, you get these guys were getting Joe Buddened and fucking putting the mics down, fucking. So that's what I was saying. So yeah, so I like the way Avocado, did the cleanup, because this is the same shit they were bitching about with Lux vs Surf, like me and you were saying, like they cleaned it up too much. But in this instance, you got a legend, so you can clean it up, and it's still cool. You know what I'm saying? So fucking that was dope. I thought Math did the same thing that he did in the 40 cal versus Diz battle, which was he started hot and then he cooled off, and I didn't really like that justified thing that he did in the beginning of his round. So. But
it almost reminded me exactly of what he did in the 40 cal shit versus
and like, it
was like the exact same type of writing.
That new style. I could see like why people like it, and I think if he polished it, he could have, you know, it's kind of like some new school like cleaned up shit, which he could definitely be a pioneer on. But it was tough in there with Method Man, and Math is someone. Okay. What you said about Surf last time about like him pissing you off, bro. Math used to be. I'm gonna tell you guys a fucking story, and this will be just like, I don't know if Matty would be able to do this because this is a fucking funny story. Fucking Math went from being my favorite battle rapper at the T-Rex URL season 1 days to my least favorite, and I used to hate Disaster because we was beating all my WRC idols. You know what I mean? Like the stories in the OMAC. Like when I first seen Diz, fucking hated him. Yep. Diz became my favorite like battle rapper now, who I absolutely fuck with, and I ended up hating Math because of the type of shit that Math was fucking doing at the time, constantly starting fucking negative shit and just being fucking obnoxious. You know what I mean? Like,
yo, you just said the exact same way how I felt about both people,
dude.
And now I fuck with both of them. Like,
now I still watch like what he does, and like I don't know. It's just now I have mixed feelings about him, man, because he's the type of guy who was saying fuck the fans and all that shit when he was fucking up and having terrible battles, knocking guys out.
Which one?
Math. Yeah.
No, facts. And I called him out for that a long time ago when that happened. And
right.
And I've talked to Math recently a few times, and we're cool now. But yeah, I told him that a long time ago.
Don't get me wrong. I still watch.
Big K was doing the same shit, and Big K
for sure.
For sure. He fucking did.
Don't get me wrong. I still watch like My Expert Opinion when they have like, you know, like fucking Mickey or fucking, you know, 40 or, you know, whoever, Royce. Like they have tons of people on there that are fucking fire. So, and obviously I watch Math versus Meth. So I can't say like I fucking hate him because I think that's a decent ass battle. It's just Math said he's planning a few more of those, and it's like it's going to be tough.
Filmed.
The bigger names he takes, you know what I'm saying? If it's somebody with like a Method Man sized fan base, like not really many of those types of people, fans are really going to say Math won. Not to say it's a bad look for him, because you still get to go up there and cross promote each other. And it's basically a showcase, you know, it's like an exhibition. It's like an exhibition bout, you know what I mean? It's like a showcase where they get to go up there and show what they can do. But I feel like with the Wu-Tang fans, like how many of the Wu-Tang Clan fans do you think have Math winning? Like probably not many.
Probably not many.
Not that that matters. I mean, it's artistry. I appreciate it for what it is.
There's actually more battles filmed, apparently, that like with other battle rap legends against other industry artists.
Okay, see, that's what I think would be.
So it's a series.
That would be fucking, man. That would be
and they're doing more. So like they're trying to get bigger artists now to like for the next series.
I think Lloyd will probably do one. I wouldn't be surprised if Royce did one. I think Fab expressed some interest. I think it will be all those guys who wanted to try it out.
Well, Royce was on My Expert Opinion, so
that's what I'm saying. And Bud in Battle
was too.
Bud in Battle, I bet you fucking love that battle.
Me? You talking to? Oh my god, bro! Oh my god, bro!
Got you. But fucking,
Alex,
no, I think Mickey's fire. I think
like,
Mickey's.
Alex, fix my mic.
Alex. Worst in hip hop history. When people say Cannabis is the worst, I'm like, no, he fucking wasn't. But it was way worse to me. Fucking.
At least he was willing to rap out of the notebook. Like, yo, I give him that. Like, at least he fucking was willing to do it. Like,
and like
and looked stupid as fuck. He didn't care. He's like, I'll still spit these raps.
Like, better than calling for Alex for 5 minutes. Fucking. Like, got him. But, no, I think it's time to see Lux get in there. Like if Busta is never going to get in the ring like he said he was going to at Summer Madness 2, then I think it's time to get Lux in there and have him do it with Busta, and they'll just do it like that, like how Meth did. You know what I mean? Because it's
Busta
time for
versus Lux.
Yeah, I mean they talked about it.
Wild.
I think that's what it would have been when they were talking about it.
That would be fucking crazy because Busta's like they don't rap the same at all.
Well,
that would be an interesting. Well, they do, but Bus is just way fucking more aggressive.
If you remember, what the fuck, Total Slaughter, which was the total freaking fail that we were just roasting of the Joe Budden battle. Mook played a clip of Lux dissing Busta in his round, and that's what made Lux lose because Mook had that angle and he somehow got a copy.
I remember that. Yeah,
so and then Lux was Busta expressed interest in battling. He said like he would do it when they asked him on camera, and like Daylight talked about it and shit, but then like nothing ever came of it. And I was thinking because Mook set up Lux that maybe it would be Lux and Busta. That's the only reason I could think of it. But,
now let me ask you this: besides Bust, who you think would be a good like industry dude for
that? You know what? Dude, you know I fuck with both sides, man, and I've been deeply involved with both sides for years, man. The only person that I literally think can go out there and have fire rounds and win, and I know you listen to underground hip hop. I think you probably know who this is. He's not a huge name, but he's known. Chino XL. I think Chino XL.
For sure.
You can go out there and have fire ass rounds and win. I literally think he's the only one. I think no one else can. Not with bars. With actual bars, I think he's the only one that can. Plus, he has aggression. He has better delivery. He has double time. He has everything. Fucking you know, other than Tech 9, I bet you Tech 9 could fucking rap his fucking ass off. Tech 9's a monster. Other than them two, I don't really like anyone. I mean, I think everybody on the industry side sucks, and they just can't do it. It's do you ever watch Pat's podcast? And Pat did that one where
Pat's
were talking about it, and he was saying no one can do it, and it's kind of true, man, because everyone who's tried has just been. I don't like King Los, other than Mickey. I didn't like any of the comebacks. 40 Cal wasn't it? Cassidy was acid-eated. Fucking so they're all been doing bad, bro. Other than that job, like you said, the homie.
Battle, but
Chubby was fire. Chubby was fucking fire. I didn't see him, but he's on that trailer and freaking a lot of people are saying he's won. I can't wait to see that battle. I heard
I don't consider him like a real industry.
He's not like sold millions of records or anything, but like you put him in that category. The best would be like Chubby and Mad Child. Fucking King Los was boring to me.
Yeah, King Los was boring to me too. But you know what I would like to see. This is gonna sound so weird. I don't even care if it's a battle, bro. I just want to see Loaded Lux and Black Thought stand in front of each other and just rap the best shit they can.
Yeah, you're thinking of like those funk flexes they did. Fucking
not even like it's.
Did you watch those though?
Like I want it to be a battle, but like.
Right. But I'm saying, did you see those ciphers? Those.
I saw both of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Lux and
everyone's saying Black Thoughts was like the best ever, and I thought Lux's was fire. So.
Those are the two best by far.
Yeah.
By far.
So that's the kind of potential that you're dealing with. So to add to that, because just going with that series, Hollow heard that M wanted smoke after Hollow killed Budden. So if you had M take one, I mean, I don't think would it make sense for him to go against anyone other than Diz. You know what I mean? I don't really think anybody else would be a good matchup for M. You know what I mean? Like, I think they proposed like M and Lux at one point, and like I see Lux completely breaking M down and fucking just obliterating him. But now, none of the Marshall fans might even get what's going on and probably even say Lux lost because they don't get the bars, but he will fucking cook him.
Yeah. No, it needs to be Eminem versus Disaster.
And that won't happen on Math's series, so.
No.
So, but yeah, I don't know. Did you have any other? Oh, I think Joel. They talked about Joel and Eclipse at one point, and Eclipse was calling out Budden. Yeah, so
I remember that. Yeah, but Budden's not doing shit. Budden's not coming back.
Probably not. Hopefully not.
And at least he can find. I heard him finally admit that he got smoked by Hollow.
No, he admitted that many times. He admitted it on his own show.
Oh yeah, that's where I heard it. But for a while he was in denial about it. But that was like the worst Hollow, like one of the worst Hollows.
It was, but the worst Hollow completely slaughtered him, and Budden doesn't not even rap anymore as of like 5 years ago. So like,
right.
Who's the guy who lost? The guy who completely quit his field, or the guy who could still? I need to see Hollow do a little bit more, but the 2-on-2 I guess they did was decent. Oh shit! It looks like Matty just dropped himself out. Let's see if I can get him back. Anyway, 420 Assassin Show. This is episode 0. Obviously, we're going over the Ultimate Madness 2 card. There it is.
Yeah, my fault.
It's all good, brother. You popped up for a second. I was just trying to cover for us real quick. Did you have anything else on mainstream matchups, those other brackets of the tourney or Math vs. Meth?
No, just that I'm excited to see who the other because it's called Legends only, the Math versus.
I'm guessing my guesses would be like 40 Cal, Mickey Fax, Royce, guys who have been on the show, like you said.
Supposedly, Mickey Fax didn't do this one, and neither did 40 Cal.
Huh. Okay. So it's like, who can they get that has a bigger name than Meth? And also, I think Meth's is so good. We're gonna be judging everybody off that now. So other people might not be up to snuff. But I think Lloyd Banks probably would do it.
Maybe Crook.
Ooh, Crook is fire.
Yep.
Crook is fire.
Yep.
Crook could do it. I could see Crook in a real battle. Crook versus Bust.
Oh,
Crook would kill Cassidy. Crazy. Imagine if Crook beat Cassidy the fuck up all 3 rounds and retired him. Now I'm just making up conspiracy theories, but it's funny to.
That would be great. That would be great.
Hilarious.
But before we do get out of here, hold on one second. Let me just check my notes real quick.
Yeah, go for it. So far, I'd say the tournament's a little bit disappointing. Nobody I wanted fucking got through. So, and the judging's just been weird to me now at this point. So, all this awkward, weird news.
Yeah, I'm kind. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of done with the fucking tournaments. Like King of the Dots bringing back the Grand Prix. That's a conversation for a whole nother day because like. URL's slogan is follow the innovators, not the imitators, but King of the Dot has done a lot of shit before URL did. So
yeah, and then they
even
copied like Blackout and the tournaments and shit. Those are like direct copies for the most part.
Yeah, they even existed before URL existed.
Yeah, so yeah.
It's crazy. But before I get out of here, I just want to hold on one second.
Yeah, the Mook no explanation was freaking corny.
It's perfect that you just said that. It's perfect.
Yeah.
You can't copy respect. Why do you smack? I like what you're doing out there, B. Keep your foot on these niggas' neck. This is how you're supposed to be.
Superheroes. Those who possess extraordinary or magical powers. Throughout the years, URL has been the breeding ground.
I want to see who's in that KOTD Grand Prix, bro, because it would be obviously it should be Disaster and Thesaurus, so they could just win the money if it's a 2-on-2.
Oh yeah.
They should just do the best guys just so they can win and split the money. But if it's a 1-on-1, I don't know, maybe Diz or Pat.
Yeah. It's supposed. I know Ilmac's not doing it. He let it slip that he wasn't in it, But
hey, what if Mad Child killed everybody and got about 50 grand's probably not that much to him?
Nah, it's definitely not. It's definitely not.
Would be funny if he killed everyone though, and then he just like donated it. Like, yeah, I don't need this.
Yo, what the fuck is this? I was trying to put on the fucking
So I'll give
Dark
you
Life battle, T-Top and Briz versus Murderland, but it's not on the app for some reason. It was on there the other day
when they fought. So I'll give you this one. I tried to watch the 15 minutes of fame with Mook's explanation earlier, and he had the premiere time for 3:30, and it didn't load. It never worked. And when I tried to load the video, it just stayed on that premiere the whole time I tried to watch it, and the video never came up. So you can add that to what you
I
will.
watched about half of it when I was driving home. I had
Yeah.
Well, I listened to half of it.
Okay, looks like it's up now. I'll watch it later on or something.
Yeah,
or
it's definitely up now.
Yeah, I tried to watch it and it fucking froze, which was a bit weird given all the weird shit that was going on with conspiracies about Mook said he had no bar about Brizz's man and shit like that. So
yeah, I don't know what that's about, but like,
I don't even care. I don't want to get that deep into it.
That's a topic for another day.
Facts.
But maybe when we finally find out. But
yeah, I'd like to see Chubby and Math, and I'd like to see that Danny and Holmes, even though I don't have the app to see what the fuck happened.
I gotta see both those.
Yeah.
Like we said before, like I'm not, when battles drop, I'm not like jumping to see them, you know, like I forgot that there were battles on Saturday, and then when I got home I was like, oh shit, caffeine, I probably missed all the battles. I put it on, it was Bill Collector and None, so I was like, oh, okay.
And that's what's sad, dude, is a weekly tournament that we've been following on and reporting on, we forgot about. That says volumes about if this was like Lux and fucking Calico back in the day, you think we would have missed it? The first thing we would have did was gone home and fucking watched it. It's just not like that anymore. It's just not the same. Fucking not. This shit obviously changed. I mean, once in a while there's good ones. I'm sure there's a few good ones on the app or whatever that I missed. But as far as the channel, they're not really putting shit up on the tube, given that they're caffeine and well, I guess they are here and there. No, they didn't even put up Lux and Surf. It was on the app. So I'm like, wow.
And to be honest, like the app, other than like, I'm looking at it right now. Like,
Reed Dawes has a battle. That's who has a battle on SM. Reed
get the fuck out of here.
I'm dead.
Reed Dawes versus Rum Nitty.
Yep. And I don't really love that use of rum there.
I don't like that either. What the fuck?
I'm telling you, man, these cards are, man, they're not like the damn classic. Let me see. They don't even, okay, they're Nitty and Reed, and they have Calico and Averb up, but yeah, they don't even have the other.
They need to change this and not make this a Summer Madness.
Yeah, I know. But
this is bad. This is bad, bro.
There's like it could be a gnome. There's like two good ones on there or something like that. Fucking before that was maybe before they took away Mook.
Yeah, this could be a Born Legacy.
It should be an Ascension or what's those ones where if the guy loses he doesn't come back. Fucking this is at this rate this is essentially an Ascension too.
Yeah, facts.
And Briz just like jettisoned himself out of his own career. So and then Angry like, dude, what if URL's playing him and he can't say nothing about it? No one's gonna ride with Briz. Da da da. Like, isn't that how it goes when they write you $30,000 checks?
Yeah. Like, and you know the crazy thing too about this card is nobody really wanted to see Briz versus Mook either, except
that's
fought.
I would have had them both versus other people. Like I would have had Briz and Mike and Mook versus like a battle that like Surf before he sucked or like a Hollow. You know what I mean? Fucking Hollow would have been nuts. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand, man. These matchups are not it. They can't put together the ones we want. Like
no, and I am hearing that Surf versus John is on it. Why?
I don't like that. Fucking that's an Ascension. That's like, man, that might be like that's a caffeine battle. Like,
well, you know what? It is a caffeine.
That's an app battle. That's an app battle.
You know what though? I already know John's gonna win because John always gets those fucking rookies the fuck out of here. So,
dude, Surf and Reed never even came out on the fucking tube. Like I was waiting for that. That was like fucking 2 years ago now. Like fucking like.
Yeah, that battle was a fucking while ago.
Yeah, bro. Like so, it's just fucking. They're not putting out anything on there anymore. So yeah. It is what it is. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't love this card. Let's report back on. We'll have our next show. If you can do the Sunday, we'll do the 20th after Summer Madness, and should be interesting how weird that goes. If you're around,
we gotta cover Summer Madness, and maybe we can do one in between when they drop the rest of the card.
Yeah, for sure. Fucking yeah. I'd like to stick to like the big marquee events like SM and Gnome, so we actually have something to talk about. Even though that first one, I thought we would have a lot more to talk about when I saw that card. You know what I mean? Then the battles happened. It was like, fuck is this? It's an empty room. Fucking.
Yeah. So what? Hold on. So when is Summer?
It's the 19th.
It's the 19th.
Yeah, that's in 2 weeks. So there's this weekend. It's next Saturday after this week. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I'll probably we'll be tweeting and shit like that. Follow us on Twitter at Matty Phrase at VX Planet X PXR. 420 Assassin Show episode 0.
Yes, sir.
Even though we missed half the tournament, but I'm sure the rest of you guys did too. Whatever else we covered, Math versus Meth, and the Mook versus Briz conspiracy, man. Briz said he had 2 rounds. Tay-Rock said he heard it. I really wish that they would just squash the business or offer Briz more money or something to finish his 3rd round, even though it's in 2 weeks now. So I don't know.
Well, you know, the one thing I heard was that Briz thought that Mook had bars about that dude who died.
Right.
But like Mook's not that type of fucking guy. And
he said he didn't. He said he didn't. Fucking.
Yeah, and if that's what you're worried about, you said fuck his mother, knowing she just passed.
And like, yeah, exactly. And also, like, you also know that your biggest battle of your career was booked off you getting in a fight that ruined a fucking 2-on-2 that a lot of people like wanted you guys to finish, and like Angry Fan and most people said Dark Life was winning. So I was
dying to see what Calico and Mook had.
Yeah, I'm sure they were gonna heat up, and they'll probably never team up again.
Mook
like
fan, but like I was like dying to fucking see.
Calico used to be fucking insane back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he just had some solo spazzes. Like fucking, like I'm not a huge Mook fan, but like, you know, his 3rd versus Verb is pretty nuts. The fact that he was able to do that, you know, like
bro.
20-minute round like a monster. Like he's a rap machine. Like I don't love what he does, but he can't
finish a 2-minute round these days.
Yeah. Dude. So Mook's going up there and doing a whole surf battle in 1 round, fucking.
Yeah, no shit, right? Yeah, no shit.
But
dude, he did Surf's whole career in that 3rd round.
Dead ass. I pray to God that Matt is not right about that fucking October battle, because I do not want my Halloween ruined by that trash. So Mook, take somebody fucking good. Take a new guy. Take T-Top. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna say this: there was a hint put out that wasn't like, oh hey guys, here's a hint of who he's battling.
Right.
It was like, it was a subliminal thing that I saw and was like, it's DNA. It's got to be DNA. There's no one else it could be. And DNA's on this. You don't deserve me shit. And I'm going to tell you something else, bro. And I have people that can vouch for this. I was telling people I don't even know, people I just know from Twitter will vouch for this. I was telling them like 3 weeks to a month before the battle, I'm like, yo, there's going to be a surprise battle at Mass 3, Disaster versus Hollow. And they're like, get the fuck out of here. I'm telling my friends, like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I'm telling you, Disaster versus Hollow is happening. Because Hollow did an interview and was like, oh, they were like, when's your next battle? He's like, oh, I got one in July, and I got one, and then I got Summer Madness. And I was thinking, and I'm like, Hollow only does big events. The only big event in July is Massacre. So, and it was like May or something. So I was like, it's gotta be Hollow versus this surprise battle, because they're not gonna announce Diz coming out after what happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that would happen. I had a feeling they would do the surprise battle and shit because they were talking about it at the time. I literally didn't go to that event because they didn't have that battle on the fucking card. So if I would have went to that shit,
I wish I told you.
Dude, I would have definitely rocked with you. Fucking, although that sound was a little bit fucked in that battle, but fucking shit.
I only told three people, 2 of my friends and 1 person on Twitter, just so I had someone who wasn't like a friend that could vouch for it.
I hit up Diz and like we're just like on his like live or whatever, and I was like, oh dude, fucking you slipped that one fucking by me, you know what I mean? I fucking I seen him in Cannabis live, I seen him in Rex live, I seen him in Tay Rock live, I seen him in Caustic live back in the day. Fucking grind time. Live. Yeah, bro. Fucking
I only seen him live once, but my goal, like, I always wanted to see Thesaurus, Ilmac, and Disaster on the same card, and I got to see that at Mass 3. So
yeah, I see. They were on Vendetta, all 3 of them. Fucking Sparse. Fucking I missed. I still want to see Lux. Fucking I almost went to him and Arse, but it's like around the time I was moving. So
yeah. Oh, speaking of Vendetta, yo, Thesaurus versus fucking Kruger is such an underrated battle.
Yeah, I think it's relatively short prep too, considering what they're both used to. Because it was like there was shit falling through. That was back
supposed to battle someone. Thesaurus was supposed to battle somebody else from the UK.
Yeah,
they couldn't make it. It was either Shoddy or fucking.
Might have been Sensa or one of those dudes or whatever his name is. Respect BA that fell through a few times. But that was back when a battle fell through and they could still fill it in with a good battle at the time. Like that age is over. That was 2012. Fucking. Yeah. But
and those type of battles aren't happening anymore. They're considered white people battles. But yo, it's like if the people who only watch URL watch some of these battles, they would enjoy themselves.
See, that's what I loved about Grind Time. Like I remember when we were when it used to take them mad long to upload the footage. They'd be like, "It's dropping later tonight." We'd wait like 5-6 hours because YouTube was so slow back then.
Yep.
And we stayed up all night to watch like the Saurus and Dumbfounded. That's what was so dope about Grind Time. Like you were saying, like you had like Diz, Nocan, Thesaurus, Dumbfounded. You had like every race. So when they were just doing like those fucking stereotypes on each other, it was like a better like representation of everybody, kind of like what Bodied showed. But what'd you think about Bodied anyway? I don't think I ever asked you.
Yeah. When I first watched it, I was like that was cool that they're like seeing all the different battle rappers in there, but the movie itself, I didn't really care for the message, and I didn't really care for how it portrayed battle rap. Like I think like 3 people got punched in that movie, and it takes place in a short amount of time. Like on major leagues, there's only been like 3 punches
in history, in all of battle rap history, and that's almost like 20 years already. It's like almost 15 years coming up. So,
and in the first battle of the movie, or the second battle of the movie, Daylight gets punched by a disaster. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. I was like, yo, this is not this ain't it. This ain't it. But there were some parts, and then like when the 2-on-2, when they're battling and he's like, no, now we're gonna team up and battle you guys. That was like, I was like, what? Like,
yeah. Like, it was so funny. Like Lux and Hollow, they're like standing there. It's so like the idea that like you're going to get called out on the spot, and you and your boy are going to go in there and have on and off rehearsed routine bars for your opponent on the spot, knowing damn well those URL battles are booked like 6 months in advance, so they get mad time to prepare that shit.
Yeah, because the bars were fire, so it's like you wouldn't have those bars for each other.
Now, granted, you could have generic fire shit that's like applicable to everyone, but it wouldn't be like in the moment. Like, you could freestyle, but you wouldn't be able to do it for a whole battle. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking hilarious. But it was dope seeing Loaded Hollows in there before they teamed up. You know, I mean, that's kind of what created their team.
There were a lot of cool things about it. It just, they made it too You know, I like Joseph Kahn, but I don't know if he was the right person to direct it.
Well, the other thing is, I think he may have wrote it, and also I think that was his first feature. So like,
no, Kid Twist wrote it.
Okay, that's right. He did. But I think it might have been Joseph Kahn's first feature. He maybe had one other thing before that Organic was the cameo in,
which had Organic and Dumbfounded in it.
Yeah. So,
but what I wanted to ask you about Bodied, since we're on the topic, real quick.
Yeah.
So when Disaster catches dude fucking his girl, and he's got the gun, he's got the fucking assault rifle, she's like, "We're gonna handle this in the ring." Like, how did you feel about that when you were watching
about him, like it's like a personal problem and being so obsessed with the sport that he had to, it's like, it was their way of being like, you know, like in Rocky when he's like, my ring's outside, you know what I mean?
It's he's like I don't have to shoot you, I'll beat you in the ring. Like,
it's like he's supposed to take your manhood with the sport. Like, I mean, honestly, I like Bodied. I think it's fucking hilarious. Obviously there's some like over the top, like just like you said, corny, just stupid shit that doesn't belong at all. And of course, some of the story is like mad, but I'm not really expecting a Steven Spielberg here film. Like,
no, I feel you.
Watching it as a comedy and not taking it too seriously, and taking into account that grind time, like KOTD era of like everybody calling each other faggots, like fucking just taking it like lighthearted as just, you know, not putting too much stock in it. I think it's a fucking hilarious comedy, but of course it needs to work. But the cameos are pretty dope, you know.
The only thing I didn't like about it was the misrepresentation of battle rap. But watching it from somebody's perspective of like someone who's not a battle rap fan, I could see how they would really, really like it.
Yeah, because they got to use that Disney actor and they got to make it a comedy. That's the thing. Like, you want to show him like a URL street film of like Surf's life living in Newark, of him getting shot and getting in shootouts every day. Like, it makes a street epic like those old, you know, Belly and those fucking kind of movies and shit, sure, but that's gonna turn off a whole nother demographic. Like, okay, like these guys go up there and roast each other, but you know what I mean? If there's nothing to laugh at, like that's why I think like Bodied was a good take on it, because battle rap does work as a comedy film. When you make a movie, right off the bat, it has to be a genre. So like, what's it going to be? It's going to be URL. It's going to be action, because dudes are going to be in the street. You know what I mean? It's like, what genre it's going to be, and that's how people relate to it. So I think Khan was smart in that way. But of course, I think there's a lot of shit that can, you know, be improved. But they got this Disney actor, and they, you know what I mean? I do like the stance on the cancel culture, like outrage PC bullshit, though, because I think that shit is total bullshit, you know? So I like the fact that they took like battle rap as like an uncensored. Now I agree, you know, guys punching each other in the face every battle is not the best look, but as far as like what we go out there and what we say with words, you really can't put a censor on it, because we pretty much get as disrespectful as possible. So you know what I mean? It's like, you can't start saying you can't say that, you can't say this, and then you get these personal problems that we're having now, like in the Mike P battles and the Mook and British shit, if that is the fucking problem there, you know what I mean?
There's no line. Like there for me, like if I were writing, there's lines I wouldn't cross. Like I would never talk about someone's dead friends or relatives.
Yeah. Kind of what I think you alluded to earlier is, for me, I wouldn't say anything that I don't get expected back to me in the exact same capacity. And I think that's the problem a lot of people have with Math. He constantly pushes the limit of like trying to do personal to people and shit, that he goes and complains when it happens to fucking him. Like the chubby battle, Math brought up that shit, if you know what's going on with him, in the third round. And Math walked off and shit. But a lot of people are saying like, you did that to show off. You did that to a lot of Hollow with the company.
He said, "I'll Chris unbiased your wife."
Oh man, fucking that's bad. So that's exactly what I mean. Is like, for me, if I'm applying it to myself, I wouldn't say anything that, like, if I say it about dude's mom, he can come right back to me with one that he has on me, and I can't get mad and punch him. I have to expect it because I said it first. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think if every battle rapper took that, although you can't really like, but if everyone did that, it's like, okay, we all know what the rule is. It's if you say it, then I'm gonna fucking have one ready for you. And then it's, you know what I mean? If everybody avoided it, then it gets avoided. But like Arsenal, you know, he was saying a lot of shit to people. People started using his daughter and shit against him. So, you know what I mean? It's like fucking.
It comes back.
There's karma in battle rap, whether people like it or not. You know what I mean? So
that's a fact.
But body's cool. Body's pretty funny. But yeah, I'd say we report back in on Summer Madness. I'll let Matty shoot his plug unless you had anything else on Meth, Attorney, or Summer Madness. These battles that they announce and then retake.
I just hope that fucking. I mean, I just hope Verb versus Cal's a classic, and Verb is pushing Cal right now.
Yeah.
Over the avocado shit, so like I think that's gonna be a really good battle.
Yeah,
as long as that one's good, I'll be happy.
Me too. I'm looking at that as the main event, regardless if they put them in the middle of the fucking card somewhere. Because
I'm sure Clips and Geechee is gonna be the main event.
I don't care about Mook's freestyle battle, and if it's a fucking 1-rounder, then I don't even. They might as well not even just announce it. Just have it be like on the app, and don't even tell the public. You don't even need a flyer for that one.
Yeah.
But 420 Assassin Show episode 0. We're gonna report back episode 1 on Summer Madness. Shout out your tags, Matty, and let them know where to find you.
At social_assassin420 on Instagram and at Matt Phrase MATTPHRASE on Twitter.
Absolutely. Ancient Visions, follow us here. Follow us on youtube.com/Planet X Records LLC. That's the music. Planet X Film for all movie reviews. We diversify here at Planet X Media. Shout out to Gaz. He'll be back soon doing his thing. And that's pretty much everything. Follow the tag. I'll put the links underneath. Follow the tags. We're out. Episode 1 coming soon. This was basically a camera test and we passed. So
Word. Peace.